Bam, bam.
I'm gonna say don't say the rest.
Welcome, huh?
I said don't say the rest.
Oh, I was.
Why do I have this as like
Welcome
one
to
of
our
my?
talks. If you are listening to this, you must be watching the replay. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. We are going to get started shortly. Stay tuned for Des and Yah Talks 18 Reasons
All right, let
Why
me
People
see.
Stop Being Christians.
Well, hopefully we'll get into that. We'll
We're
see
gonna
though.
hit
Oh
the
yeah.
countdown. See you soon.
Which one?
Uh
That one. Alrighty.
well, hello.
What's up, whoever's on? If you're on
Welcome,
Facebook, what's
welcome.
up? If you're on YouTube, what's up?
What is the deal?
Alrighty.
Well, guys, we're gonna be taking that off the screen in 1 second.
You come off the screen?
Okay, go
No.
for it. That's fine.
I got my foot together. My foot feel like it's still asleep.
Hey,
What's up,
I
whoever's
can't see
in
the
Facebook and YouTube land?
comments.
I don't think we got enough people on here. I guess nobody ain't commenting yet. All right, but we on here.
Yep.
All right. Good to see y'all.
Good to see the few
All right.
that's on here right now.
Before anybody come for me with this East shirt on, I'm not going to Cherry Hill East. I just have the shirt. I just want to make that clear before we get started.
Don't come for him.
I just had it on today. That's all. It says East football, but I'm not going anywhere from Sterling. All right. I just want to make that clear. All right. Yeah, I want to
Okay.
make that clear.
So we're gonna get started with our pre-talk.
Well,
And then
first
we'll
we gotta
get
do our
to.
announcements.
Oh yeah. I'm
We gotta do our
sorry.
announcements first.
Announcements. Go for it.
Announcements.
Why
So,
are the comments? What is going on with the comments? They
well,
don't come
one.
up on here. They come up.
Um, wait, you see comments on yours?
Yeah, I just saw a comment, but it's not coming up on. It's not coming up on here.
Where?
I don't
Show me
know.
the comment. I didn't see no comment.
Oh, I just saw it.
Let me
I
pull
don't
it
know
up.
who put it.
Where? I put the comment up. No, I didn't put no comment up. I think
No, you
someone
didn't put it. Somebody commented. I just saw it, but then
did. You?
yeah.
I think
But
someone
anyway,
commented on the first post we put out. But anyways, listen, for those that are watching now and those that watch on the
anyways,
replay, real quick, again, like I said, we have, and we ain't no deposits now. You got to pay money
yes, pay on
for
it.
our marriage retreat. All right, so
Yes,
that is happening still. It's going down June the
June.
27th through June the 30th.
Can't wait, y'all.
Can't wait. All right. If you would like to see pictures, I just shared one picture. There's pictures, there's videos of where we are going. We're trying to keep it a surprise. But
We will be letting once
are we?
once the final payment is
I got a
made.
quick
We're gonna
question. Are we doing all this
we're gonna.
for everybody? Are we doing these?
I think I know what you're about to put.
Yeah, you got me.
No, we only have I think it's only 2 left. We might have 2 if they want that. So
Okay.
actually, we can go ahead. We can say that a little bit
If you want to swim out, does
yeah,
anybody know what a
because we
swim
only
out is?
have. I think we have 3 that are. We have we have 3 that we have booked already. That we have on hold, but 2 of them are already taken. So we only I think have one more that would be
Of
a swim
those,
out
of those ones,
of those
swim
rooms.
outs. Yes.
So if you do want to swim out, and I think
We need to explain what a swim out
you
is. A
can
swim out is a
email
pool
us.
on your room,
Yeah, so
but
you
it's
have your
not.
pool, and then you have the
You have your own pool. Like it's like a pool right off your
I
deck, but
say
it's
you
a.
have your pool, and then you have the but yeah, I meant
I
to say
know. Make
you
sure I
have
clean
your
it up.
room, and then you have a pool that's connected. Yeah,
But the swim out is like it's not like I've seen some swim outs that have been some
it's a
trash
nice swim
dogs.
out. They
Like
have like the little seats out there that you put your feet in the water, so it's really
they
um
have like a swim out where you like a level before you go all the way into the water. All right.
yes, it's nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. DeAndre, good to see you,
Hey,
man.
good to see you.
Um, so yeah,
Um,
a swim out. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying. So make it your
We have a
business.
few. Yeah, we have. I think we only have one more left. I'm gonna check and see if more
Hey,
people ask
Katrina.
for them, if we can get more. But as of right now, we
Comments
only
ain't
have
coming up on the
one
screen
more.
like you
I know
said.
that's what we only have one more left. Hey, Katrina, and I have one more swim out left. The other ones, of course, they're all king beds, but the other ones have like a
Hot tub.
jacuzzi, hot
Yeah,
tub, right outside the room. So all of them, no matter
it's
which one you get, it's
nice.
gonna be nice. But
It's nice.
just a heads up with that.
It's nice. Okay. If you don't get a swim out, you get a jacuzzi. If you don't get a jacuzzi, you get a
The hot
swim out.
tub.
It's nice. Hot
Yeah.
tub. Yes. All right.
Yes, I
It's
think we only got
nice.
one more swim out, and that one's a little more too.
So we gotta
So if
kill
you
the.
are interested in it, let us know. So email us. I know some people have been paying on it. So just let us know if you are interested in that. Email us. I'm gonna try to see if we can get additional ones if that's something that you're interested in for our marriage retreat.
So yeah, email us or go to our website. We
Email
got to take the what you
us.
call them off the website too, the deposit stuff.
Yeah.
So you can email us at where?
Des and Ya Wiggins. Des, the word and Ya Wiggins at gmail.com.
Let me put that up here for the people. What is it again?
Des
Mm-hmm.
and Ya. That was fine.
Okay.
Ya Wiggins
Mm-hmm.
at gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, so you can definitely email us, or if you have any questions about anything, we've been sending everybody to that email. If you do not know that as well, as of yet, okay. So I think is that all our we took a look.
That's the main announcement.
Yeah, that's our.
That's for
main
questions and payments
announcement.
for our marriage
Retreat.
retreat. All right. So if you want to go to our
June
marriage retreat,
27th.
June the 27th through June the 30th. We need to do like a
We'll
video
be
just for
in
that.
Mexico.
All right. So you want to go? I'm telling you, you better go. It's $299. It's two. It's two
Basically
nine.
3,000
It's $3,000. We trying to sound all nice,
for
like I said.
two people.
For two people combined.
And it includes your stay, your food, beverages, all of that.
Yes.
So, yes, get on it. We are excited, and yeah. Okay, I'm trying to go back to the comments, but I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so was it anything
So
else
is
that
it
we have
three?
to
Is it
announce?
3 nights or four? 3.
3 nights, I think.
It's
Three-
Thursday
3 nights
early.
and 4
So it's Thursday,
days.
all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then I think fly back Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, check out Sunday. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. Can you keep your
Let's
screen
get
up,
into
or I'll
it.
keep mine up?
Yes, I
Because
definitely can.
I can't
Mine, so-
see any kind of chat here.
I know it's
All
not
right.
showing us.
It's not saying who's saying what, but anyway. All right. So let's get into this. I can't see on YouTube or Facebook. I want to see on either one. So what's our small talks today?
Our small talk.
What do we call it?
I'm
It's not
trying to
small
think.
talk.
Should this be our pre talk, or if which
You-
one we should
you-
do? Because this one might be a little bit lengthy.
I don't know. Well,
So we're going to do the what would you do this week, and we'll do the pre talk. Or
So
you
no
think we should
small
wait till
talk
next
segment,
week
or we just
for
gonna do what would you do?
do?
what would you do? Let's put it up. Let's go. It's what would you do time?
Okay, so it's gonna be what would you do?
I don't know. I told you you're picking today. So what are
Okay.
we doing?
I'm on what would you do because it might not take as long. I don't know how
Okay.
long. The small talk might go into like another. Well, pre-talk might go into another conversation.
Okay, so what would you do? That's fine.
Okay, so our what would you do of tonight is what would you do? We want to see your comments, so definitely comment if you can. What would you do? I know, so we won't be able to see the YouTube comments. Sorry, y'all.
I'm
It
hoping
looks
they
like
come up.
yeah. Hopefully they'll come up. If you're watching on YouTube, please just go ahead and put in a comment so we can see if we can if we see you. But our what would you do is what would you do if you were at a restaurant with someone eating your dinner and you saw a mouse?
Oh man, I forgot about that.
What would you do? We want to hear from y'all. This is actually a true story. It happened to us. We were eating
Recently,
dinner.
at an
We
expensive
were eating
place.
dinner, yes, at a nice place. And actually, he saw first, like he was like, I thought I saw something run across the floor. So I was like, I looked over and I'm like, I didn't see anything. I'm looking, and then after that, y'all know me, I'm still looking, still trying to see, make sure ain't nothing coming up out of there. So, after a while, I kind of like stopped. I guess I would look every once in a while, but kind of left it alone because he was like, maybe I'm just seeing things, who knows. So about what it might have been like 30 minutes.
No, not even.
Okay, so
Maybe about
about
10 to
20,
15.
10. Okay, so
About
10 to
15
15
minutes
minutes
later.
later, I'm sitting there and I look in the like they had another part, but the part was like kind of like closed off in a sense. It was like glass though, so you could see through it, but it was like closed off. So I'm sitting there and I looked over there and I was like, hold up. I think I just saw something too. So in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. Like in my mind, I think because I'm thinking about the place, I'm like, that couldn't have been like what I saw. So I was like, I'm gonna just sit here 1 second and just look. So both of us at that point are looking in that room to see if we see anything else or run across the floor, and it did. Ran across the floor, and it was Mickey. Well, actually, it wasn't even Mickey. It was I can't even put Mickey like that because Mickey, is cute. It was a mouse, and we were like,
I would have called my waiter to let them know we are out. I
so
know.
so we were like, I was like, oh my god, like just out of reaction. I'm so glad it wasn't close to me because I probably would have been standing on
It
a
was like
table or
across the
chair or
room.
anything.
Like it
It
was
was like
across
in
the
another
room.
room that they kind of had cut off, but you
Yes.
could
You
see
could
through it
see
because it
through
was
the room.
glass.
Yes.
So you called the waiter over,
I
right?
called the waiter. Well, so I called the waiter over because so
You was
there's
trying.
like
He was
there's
trying
like a
not to be loud
restaurant
about it.
area, then there's like a room, and I saw it in the room,
I'd have
and
been like,
then there was another room across from us that I could see that there was a bunch of ladies in that had a baby shower. So I didn't want no panic.
yeah,
I
they was
just
having a baby
and
shower.
I've been to this place before. Last time it was really good. This time it was somewhat it wasn't as good. What's up, Des? It was somewhat tricky this time. So man, so I saw it and I was like, y'all need just because my wife would have if it was just her in there, she would have left.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
definitely would have.
because we were really hungry and we eat nothing
Yes, we
all
were so
day.
hungry. We was
We
like,
were just like, oh man, what if like going on? So and we already had eaten the soup. The soup was excellent.
yeah,
Probably
soup
the
was very good.
best lobster bisque I've ever had. It was
Yes.
so good. And I was like, oh my god. So I pulled yeah, go ahead, you finish the story.
No, I mean, you can finish. I'm just thinking like that was crazy. I would have been out.
So I told the waiter, I said, look, man, I said, there's a mouse like running around here. He was like, oh, he's like, I'm sorry, we've been having this problem. He said
No,
they've been
he
having
didn't
this.
even say sorry. He's like, yeah, it's from the construction because they
Yeah,
doing
that's what he
work
said.
outside.
That's what he said. He said they're having construction.
I was
He said
like,
they've been having
he said
construction
it
work
like it wasn't
outside.
nothing. I'm like, so y'all just used to mice running around? Like, how does that work? Like, and then my thought is it something in the kitchen too? Because you just really,
He was real calm about it.
nonchalant about it. Like, it's okay. Like, yeah, we eat with mice. Like, no, that's not what we supposed to be doing. I was
Right.
just like, at that point, I said, you know what?
You could barely eat
And
it.
then the food, yeah, and then the food, when the food came out, I don't know if it's because I saw the mouse or whatever,
Yeah,
but
you was hit.
I was done. I was like, nah. And I had my feet up. I was trying to put my feet up on a chair, on another chair, but I just had it up because they had like the table. You know how the bottoms of the table sometimes is raised a little bit, so I had my feet on there, and the whole time I'm just looking down because I said if that comes near me, it's not gonna be a quiet time. It's not gonna be no quiet time. I was going to go for it loud, and everybody in there probably would have known that it was a mouse because it's too close for comfort. It was a little bit further, so I think that's what kind of helped. But
See, that must
we
happen a
were
lot in Philly
we were
because Katrina
done.
said she was about to ask the question, was there construction nearby?
Oh wow! So I
Because
guess
that's what the guy said. He says construction because the guy's from Philadelphia, and the restaurant is on the outskirts of Philadelphia, and it's a very like it's a high quality restaurant. Like it's not like we was at like
nah.
McDonald's
I'm
or something.
sorry. I'm sorry. That's just not
And at
acceptable.
that point,
If
it's
y'all
time to
got
go because
construction
you
and
wouldn't
stuff,
be able to enjoy
y'all need to
anything
figure out
there.
some traps outside or something like to
It
keep
blew me
that from
away
happening.
that they
I
were
just
just
don't.
like,
Nah. I'm sorry. That's. I mean.
and we've been there before too.
Or warn somebody. Like if this is a natural occurrence, like just be like, from time to time we have mice from construction or
Nah,
something
everybody
because
will walk out right from jump.
exactly. So they shouldn't be in there. So y'all need to make sure it's right before you go in there. That
The
is
manager,
just
the manager came and stopped by to see us. Now, nobody else saw it. We didn't make no fuss, but the manager gave us a nice size gift card. But
yeah.
it's
He
like
gave us
I'm
a
not going
gift
to
card, but we
use
don't want to
it.
go back.
I'm not going to use it now. I mean, eh,
That was
God,
just it was just
it was a nice gift card. Nice
yeah, it was
gesture.
nice.
But it's like
We're gonna give it to somebody. We're gonna give it to somebody on here. So
get it to
I'm
go,
joking.
okay?
We're gonna give it to
Get some
Katrina because
soup.
she said that's what. Oh wait, at that point it is time to go because you won't be able to enjoy anything. The mice are definitely looking for the food.
I'm
They're
telling
in the
you.
kitchen appetite
Listen,
shot. She
listen.
said, "Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they kept talking about the construction, and I'm like, I ain't never. But I guess that's something different. Wait until the construction is over. Exactly. Like I don't
yeah."
know. They
That
said it was nighttime, so they weren't. Jamie, they weren't like doing the construction at the moment. They were saying,
yeah.
but
So that's
yeah,
like
yeah. Jamie, how was dinner tonight? Was the place good?
yeah. So that's our experience, and we wanted to hear what y'all would do. We got some
Speaking
commentary.
of food, yeah, was the
And
dinner
that's
good
how
tonight, Jamie? That's my
that's
question.
that's exactly how we felt. We actually waited it out not much longer after that happened, after we talked to the waiter, after they brought out our food. At that time I wasn't even like I didn't even eat. Like my food
Yeah, you didn't eat
went
hardly nothing at all. I think it's because I've been there before. Okay, cool. She's talking about something else
the
different. We ain't talking
moment
about
they
the
started
place.
construction.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Jamie talking about somewhere else different. But I've been there before though. Cool.
Ooh.
What?
Oh,
What?
Japanese flying roaches. I never even
Oh no! When I
where
work
are
on
those? And I've never seen that. I need to look that
the
up right
exterior
now.
pipes next to. It's a
Japanese
Japanese.
flying roaches. I'm looking that up. I mean, I didn't know we had flying roaches. That is just
Yeah, tell me what they look
horrible.
like. But yeah, so yeah, Pasiotic didn't hardly eat nothing at all. That was a wrap after that. But I'm telling you, that lobster bisque soup was
Oh, that soup was
amazing.
so good.
It was. I'm telling
It's a
you,
shame that it had mice.
the soup didn't have mice.
No, I'm saying it's a
Don't say
shame the
that.
place had mice.
Ooh,
Ooh.
wow.
That's what we.
Why you gotta show everybody?
Oh, I thought other people probably would want to
I'm
know too,
glad
because we. Oh, you can't really see it.
everybody may
Sorry.
already know what they are.
Oh, okay.
Just because Katrina put
Japanese
it in the
flying
comments, now you want to show
roaches.
everybody what they are.
I mean, I figured everybody want. Some people didn't. I didn't know what they
That
were.
don't mean everybody else don't. Just
I
because
know, but I'm
you don't
just
know no better.
okay. Sorry. I'm sorry for showing y'all what I was looking at.
Oh Lord.
That
All
was just
right.
interesting. I never. Oh my gosh, she said they jump and hiss. No,
Okay, let's
no.
get to our conversation now, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry because that would take me that's taking me right out. Okay. Okay, so what's our conversation?
You starting off everything tonight. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so you can see the comments because I have to pull this
18
up.
reasons. Go
Okay, I'm
ahead.
saying. Okay, so I forget how I came across it, but I came across an article that was about 18.
Now, can I make a statement before you go ahead and start? To the
You can just go ahead and start.
I want to say this. This is so funny because this has nothing to do with um, Breakfast Club Ty Tribbett at all. Like this is funny because Patsy I saw this weeks ago. So go ahead, continue.
Oh,
I just want to make sure everybody don't think we just doing
I
some
don't
juicy
know anything
topic.
about
I
that
know
though.
you don't. That's what I love. I didn't know
So
nothing about it either till recently.
so
Just
is
like
it similar to what we're talking about?
I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
Okay. All right. So I came across this article and it was just interesting. So I shared it with the hubby and I was like maybe it's something we can talk about so we can get everybody's feedback as well, what you guys think and so on and so forth. So it's 18 reasons why
I don't even know if they are.
why people stop being Christians. Okay, that's what we're kind of talking. Feel free, y'all, comment, let us know. So you're gonna have to keep the comments up in your thing because I have
Okay,
this
that's
on my
fine.
phone.
That's fine. I'm just trying to build my
So we
audience right
can.
now.
Oh, okay, so we can. No. Okay, so let's go over. There's a lot of different ones. So we'll do the first one is. Should I go? I guess in order. There's like a lot of different ones on here.
You tell me. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just say it and
Let's
then
go
we'll
in
just go
order.
from there. Oh, you want to go from order?
I mean, that's
Okay,
fine.
I'll go in order. Okay, so the first one says conflicts between faith and science. That's an interesting one because that is I've come to people with in conversations with that. Like I've had conversations with people when I posted things, they went into that aspect of it as far as the conflicts between faith and science. Even though
That makes no
now
sense.
science and his like different thing, like they're finding out more things that actually prove more so that a lot of things happen like biblically than before. So let me see. You said it makes no sense. Okay, so they say
God is the ultimate scientist. I'm not. See if some of these things don't get me mad.
oh, okay. So should I not say
No, no, no.
anymore?
Go ahead.
It was
Keep
just an
going.
interesting. No, no, no.
Oh,
I
no, no.
want you
Keep
to
going. Those
share
don't
though.
even make
Okay, it says
sense.
many Americans struggle to resolve conflicts and contradictions between the scientific and the biblical aspects, such as evolution.
Oh Lord.
I know the Earth's age and the Big Bang theory can all contribute to the discord of
So
those
the Big Bang
seeking
Theory set everything into
evidence.
position and into order, into orbit and structure. Because I'm just the Big Bang.
Right.
Come on, man.
Can all
Stop.
contribute to the discord of those seeking evidence and rational explanations for the world around them. So that was the first one. What say ye?
Hey, Devanya.
Hey,
That
Devanya.
makes no sense.
Yeah, well,
All this, all those. That's.
I never understood. When I was a child and they were talking about evolution, I was like,
I know they try
my
to teach us
first
that in
question was
school.
just like, well, why aren't people turning into monkeys now?
That's always
Or
said.
monkeys turning into people? Like, what is. I mean, we got the Planet of the Apes, like, but like, they made that. Like, why isn't the same thing? I mean, everything else is like, cats are having cats, dogs are having dogs, like
Apes are having people.
apes are having exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're having apes. So how is that? I never understood that. Like that never made any sense to me.
Zero.
Anybody
I want to move on
commenting?
from this one. Let's go to
Okay,
something
he wants to
juicier.
move. Okay, so that one
Because there's
doesn't make
18 of
sense. If you
them.
want to yeah, it is 18 of
I
them.
could spend all day talking about that. Don't make no
I
sense.
know. I thought you was going to give us a little something because I
I
know
just
you the
said God's ultimate
historical
science. No,
biblical
but
mind.
it's so much stuff that's proven concerning the realities of if it's a Big Bang, then how in the world all these things just come into existence just by Big Bang? Like stop. An evolution piece, I ain't gonna go time with that, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's crazy. Okay, so the second one is personal. Well,
Exactly,
this
Katrina.
is
That's what we're talking about now.
personal hardships or negative encounters. Oh, this is a good one with religious institutions. Okay.
Oh, this is good.
Often it's the negative experience that people face within religious institutions that put them at a crossroads. I'm
Cross
sorry,
what?
crossroads. It's late, y'all. Sorry. Things such as unfair treatment, dishonesty, abuse, power struggles, and scandals all lead to disillusionment and disengagement from practices of faith.
You want to go first about this?
No, you go ahead. I'm gonna let you have the I'll let you go.
In the words
Well,
of
no, ladies first. So
you
I
was
like I'm
planning to
joking.
say
I'm
that.
joking.
No, go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm
No,
not
go
even gonna give
ahead.
y'all
Because I
something.
feel like
I'm not
I'm
even gonna
saying
give y'all
the
something
words.
biblical.
I'm reading it. So
Go
go ahead. Because
ahead.
I feel like my voice keeps.
Go
No,
ahead.
okay. So no. I'm just gonna say on that, and I'll let you just comment on that. I just feel like that is so interesting because I always think about like just the fact of like everybody always says that with religious institutions, but the same thing happens in households, same thing happens on jobs, the same thing happens at different places, but people put so much emphasis on like when it happens in the church. The reality of it is there's no perfect place because there's no perfect people. So the thing is like everywhere you go, if you deal with people, you're going to
Oh,
come
take that
into
segment
some
off.
type of something that's going to be that might not always feel good or might rub you the wrong way or you might have negative whatever it might be. So I never understood that, because people are people, whether they're in a church, whether they're in your work, whether they're in your family. Like, people are just people, and people have flaws, people have differences, people have, a whole lot of different things going on. Whereas that is kind of natural. It'll be everywhere, not just in the church, but people magnify it in a church. Like, they feel like, of course, we're striving to be like Jesus, but we're not like a whole bunch of Jesuses walking around yet, because we're striving to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why so much, emphasis, but that's always been a thing. So go ahead, I'm gonna be quiet.
That's interesting. I like that one, Malika. She said that there's so much. I feel there's much more conflict resolution in other places than church. That is so true. But you know what the issue is with church? I think that a lot of times with church, when we try to have conflict resolution, people are so easily to leave because it doesn't affect, for example, money. You try not to, like, churches is crazy. Church is
Yes,
one of the places
Jamlin,
where
I
you
like
try the
that. I'm
most of
sorry, I'm
not
just
trying
reading the
to
comments.
offend people. Um, and so it's
Hmm.
like people try not to be offensive. It's the people like I hate that now. Like I used to when I first passed, I used to walk on pins and needles.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean pins and needles. You know what I was trying to
I
say.
know what you was.
Um,
It
I,
is pins and
is
needles.
it pins and needles?
Like, that means you're walking
Yeah, I thought it was something else than
carefully.
needles, not pins, but I don't anymore.
Maybe it
I
is.
really don't care. I think it's been liberating for certain things that has happened to me in ministry that I just really don't care to walk on pins and needles anymore. Um, but I will say that yes, the conflict resolution piece, people really don't want that in church. Um, they don't. That's what I believe. I think that there should be more of that. But the second part of it is, in the
Yeah.
words of, this is what I was going to say. That's a good comment. But what I will say, in the words of Suge, Suge
Sure.
said, it sounds like a whole lot of men did that, and God didn't do that.
Oh, he said walking on eggshells.
That's my point. Is that yeah,
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 yeah.
exactly. Hey, man, Dan, listen, I'm done walking on eggshells, man. I'm done, especially when it comes to my line of work. But what I will say is, and yo, Bam's been working hard too, man. I definitely want to tell you that. So what I will say is this: is that, like, I think that when it comes to church structures and people, I guess they leaving Christianity and all that, I think the issue for people, again, is that people are looking at what you just said. People are evaluating the image through people. Now, I do understand that there's certain levels of responsibility that pastors and different ones have to hold up, but at the same time, they're not God. Like,
Right.
I don't care who falls. I don't care. And it's funny. I used to always say if TD Jakes falls, and I don't really believe all that stuff that happened. But the reality is that I I really, really, really just don't care who falls. Paul said, if I preach a different gospel other than the gospel of Christ, then don't follow me. Like, that's what he made that very, very clear. So the reality is, for me, it's like, we gotta stop this. Like, it's like an easy way out for a lot of people. That if someone does this, that's why I'm done with the church. I have a lot of relationships that never went perfect, but I never fall out over them. Like, I have friends that our friendships aren't perfect, but we're best of friends. So it doesn't mean that we're always going to be, oh man, like, no. Sometimes we have hard conversations and we're still best of friends. So, that whole thing of falling out of church because of a person is just an excuse that people have already kind of, it was already laced in their hearts before it even happened sometimes.
Yeah.
That they were looking for a way out, or they allow that to be their way out, or just, how many times people have been in all kind of relationships and it don't go the right way, and it's like, oh, I'm done with friendships. No, they still find another friend. They still find another boyfriend, girlfriend, this, that, and the third. So it's only with that element that people make that excuse.
Right. 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 I definitely agree with that. I was gonna say something else, but it is 18 of these, so we might do some and then do some, maybe a part two, because I don't know if we'll get through all of
I know, that's why I
them.
was trying to be quick.
But
And now your
yeah.
phone ain't, come on, type your phone up.
But okay, so
Come on,
that
Rudy.
was personal hardships
Oh, man,
or
you swing your leg
negative
hard. That's why you
encounter.
be
No, I did
bruising,
my
huh?
I did I clapped my hand. I
Oh, that was a
didn't.
clap?
Yes, it
Okay,
wasn't
good.
um it wasn't that. But yes, I don't understand. And then too, just like the fact of, like, honest, like, I always talk about that. So I know some people probably heard me say it, but honesty, like, people at church a lot of times, like, I don't know if it's because we feel like we
Yes,
can't
people don't
say
want
anything to
accountability.
people, but you don't say anything. Like, if something is bothering you, like no matter who it is, like we have to be mature enough and adults enough to be like, you know what, you did such and
I'm sorry,
such
I
to
didn't open the
me,
room like that.
or I didn't like how you did, like whatever, so that you get that off of yourself instead of
Yeah.
like holding it, because sometimes people just sit in church offended, if they're at church, like say
Oh
sister Watermelon, right?
God.
Sister Watermelon
Start
maybe
sitting in the
didn't say
back.
hi to Sister Cherry, right?
Oh.
So now Sister Cherry is mad at everybody, even Sister Watermelon. So for instance, if it's leaders there, like for instance, say it was somebody like if we're there and Sister Cherry sees us talking to Sister Watermelon, it's like they talking to her. Oh my gosh! Now I'm mad at everybody. Like forget it. I didn't even go or even know. Like it's
Ask
just
me
like
how I know.
you need to be mad at everybody, and it's like no, you need to go to that person like and be mature enough to say, well, this is bothering me or whatever, because it might
Katie?
not even have been that way. So I always think like we always talk about like just talk, communicate. Please. And I think that's a lot of in church, like it's almost like people have made this thing where it's like you can't communicate or you can't say like really how you're feeling. But if you're on your job, like you said, like if you're somewhere else, you're gonna everybody's not going to, but you should communicate, how you're feeling, or if something happens, just because it's healthier for you.
Absolutely.
Like not to be holding that stuff in, like get that
Absolutely.
that off.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
All right, you keep going. I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to it first. I want some cran raisins for some reason.
Okay,
keep going.
So the enigma of evil and suffering. Okay, the eternal question, this is a good one too, of why a loving and all-powerful God would permit suffering, evil acts, and injustice in our world challenges many. This philosophical dilemma often breeds uncertainty, which eventually leads some individuals to depart from Christianity. I've heard this a lot as well, where people will say, if there is a God, why is he allowing all of this to happen? And one of the things I always say when I'm talking to an individual like that is the fact that, like, the Bible tells us clearly, like, God has given man dominion over the earth, right? And he gives us free choice and free will. So he's not forcing us to do certain things, right? When we think about, I was thinking about this the other day, because I was thinking about a lot of the things that are going on in the world. And when you actually sit to think about it, like when you think about certain things like even something like that we just, like COVID, right? We understand that man created that and put that in the earth. When you think about pollution, right, which causes diseases, who created that? Man created that and put that in the earth, right? When you think about different medication, like it's so many different things that when you think about, and the thing is,
even these pills and stuff says helping you.
Right. Even if you had the creativity, because God has allowed all of us to be creative. I think because God created us in his image and his likeness, I don't think that's just people that are Christians. I think he created everybody. So everybody has a level to be creative. But some people have evil intentions and evil motives in their hearts. So when they create different things, they are creating it based on them, because we have dominion over the world. And a lot of times we can be led by, whether it be the devil or, whatever it might be, to actually create evil things. Like some people do evil things, some people do good things. So like no matter how we look at it, it's not like God is like creating, like making things or making us suffer or doing all this stuff. Some of it is us, allowing these things to happen. Some of it is us making certain choices, right? I know if I eat a ton of sugar, like candy, right, every day, every hour, then I'm hurting myself, rather than if I'm eating fruit or if I'm eating healthy. So some of it is discipline as well, and some of it is decisions that we make, right? So it's not God is doing all this, it's we are allowing certain things to happen, and man is putting and doing certain things, and that's just like the reality of it, because God is not going to be like, oh, come here and do it. Like, no, he gives us free choice, right? He allows us to make decisions, and everybody doesn't make the proper decisions or right decisions or decisions that are good. Some people make, decisions that are not. So it's not, that annoys me when people say that. So it's like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I ain't got nothing to say. You said it all. You said it all.
Wait, what did I say? I'm
So you're
saying
talking about
what's
this in 2 classes.
yes, whole things
That's
and
old.
can build up. Oh, I'm sorry. I be trying to catch up to the comments. I usually
That
try
was
to
the
catch
last
up the
statement.
comments when you're talking, but now you say you're not talking. So
That's all right. Let's try that.
okay.
But 2 weeks after
Okay.
shit.
So you
But
want to go to? Are you gonna?
I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Okay.
You said already. God made man to have dominion, right? They start injecting kids with all kind of
Cigarettes.
stuff. These kids start
Like
getting
this.
cancers at 3 and 4. It's because this is man-made things. God does not. He made man to have dominion over the earth, meaning I'm not going to interfere with you all's engagement unless you invite me in. Jesus is the invitation. Jesus is.
I love that.
So that's the reality. The only time
Jesus is the invitation.
God is the only, like everyone, you have to receive him for him to operate in the earth. So that's just the reality. And people invite the devil by the things that they do. People invite God by the things that they do. So it's like, when people always say like politics is bad. No, politics ain't bad. It's the people who run politics.
People, right?
So it's, it goes back to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I've heard people use the argument last thing. People use the argument about like, well, Noah's Ark, God allowed the rain 40 days, 40 nights. Okay. God gave Noah the creativity to build, but he said, I'll never destroy the earth again in that form or fashion. Like he said, I'll never allow it to rain like that again. He made a covenant. So there's things God does not interfere unless he's invited into the spaces. Right? So that's it. I'm done.
Okay. So this is what, 3? This is
Or 4.
We might not have to.
That's
Yeah, okay. So this says exposure to interfaith and multicultural perspectives. Okay. Being exposed to cultures and religions can expand one's worldview, leading them to question and reevaluate their religious beliefs.
Uh-oh.
Consequently, this exploration may result in a shift from Christianity toward other faiths or even a more secular perspective.
Man, there's a lot I can say about this.
Yeah, no. Go for it.
This is why it's important for people. Like, okay, I was raised up in a Christian household. Do I know Muslims? A ton. I have Muslim friends. I've been exposed to all kinds of different theologies, all different kinds of religion, mindsets, and all that. But this is why it's important for people to find God for them. Like, you have to find the relationship with God and Jesus Christ. The problem is that people don't find relationship. I don't know what happened to Facebook, but my relationship could not depend upon just tap right back here. That's all. My relationship cannot depend upon just simply what my family gave me. That gave me foundation to now step into a relationship. So what happens is a lot of times people that say they're Christian, oftentimes they haven't gotten into a real relationship. It's based upon others' relationships, which doesn't allow them to get solid or foundational with God. And secondarily, too, as well, let me say this, and I'm going to say this because all right, you don't have to believe this, but I'm telling you what I know. Every other religious idea, I don't care if you're Hindu, I don't care if you're a Muslim, I don't care, all these aspects, right? If you look at the Bible gives you understanding and flat out reasoning or what they actually are and where they actually come from. I ain't got time to do this. I feel so.
Take your time.
I really don't.
Take your time.
The reality is that when Satan was loose from, or basically when Satan was cast down from heaven, when that happened, the Bible says a third of the angels now were going with him because they began to follow him. All those entities, okay, are representation of fallen gods. You have to understand that God in heaven was the big God. This is why there's a lot of Greek mythology. Like when you read Greek mythology, it's a repeat, or it's funny, but it's a false narrative, or actually some kind of narrative to a degree of the heavens.
Jamie, I agree with that.
Okay, so the heavens has God, because God talks about his There's a government, there's elders, there's structure, there's other thrones. The Bible talks about this. Is his throne is above every other throne. So there's other thrones, right? So the reality is that when these gods have fallen, they've lost their seat concerning their relationship with God, but it still doesn't mean that they don't have abilities. They don't have spiritual attraction, because there are people that are Hindu, there are people that are Muslim, there are people that are all kinds of these different walks, and they feel spiritualism. They feel it. You cannot deny what they're feeling. They are feeling that, because people are like, well, you ain't feeling nothing. That ain't real. No, they are. It's a form of godliness. It's not God. It's a form of little gods that are no longer connected to the source of the reality of the real God. So, yep, and that's the other problem too. So the reality is, and that's the introduction where the enemy now starts bamboozling, tricking, deceiving people, because they practice all kind of stuff. Like, this is why people practicing with stones that say they save. People that are practicing with people like, how in the world this stuff connects?
Don't they have like some Christian? It's supposed to be Christian tarot cards or something like that.
Nixon.
I've heard that too.
What's the other thing I can't think of? Astrology, right? You an Aquarius? Come on, man, stop. All that stuff. Watch this. That's one of the little gods that has understanding of connectivity to certain things. So they introduce themselves that way. So now you're like, wow, that is true. So now this is what I am. I'm a Leo. I'm an Aquarius. Because why? Those little gods have connectivity to certain things. So this is where people make the mistake at. And so this is where people go in error. And it goes back to the original. They have not created a relationship with Jesus Christ of Nazareth and God Almighty.
Jamelin, I know.
Yeah, don't get me started. God bless.
Oh my gosh.
Christian yoga.
When I was at school, the kids, they was like, "Oh, can we do yoga?" I said, "No, we don't do yoga."
They got yoga classes down in high school. That's an elective.
I know, but I'm saying like a lot of like the kids' videos and stuff have yoga and stuff in it. So they were asking me to do it, I guess, and I was like, "No, we're not doing." So they kept saying no, and I was like, "No, we're not doing yoga." And I was waiting for one of them to say why.
They got all these different hot yoga,
cold yoga.
I don't know about the cold one.
I don't either. I was just being interesting. Okay. Are you finished?
I'm done.
Okay.
There's so much more I can get into.
I know it is. I mean, you can still go ahead and go.
No, I go line by line. I don't know where we at.
I think we're on 3.
There's just so much people have to understand.
That's why you can't. I know, that's what I'm saying. Stuff. You can share so that at least you bring clarity to it. You know, in case anybody.
Goat yoga. Wondering. Jesus, have mercy.
Goat yoga.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that one too. People gotta understand, man. That's why it gets crazy when people are, with the astrology thing, man. Like, it's just cause something connect one. Like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, that is my personality. That is no. That's a little God that has connectivities to some things. Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The next one is we're almost, I think, at an hour, so we got about 15 minutes. Intellectual uncertainties and inquiries. According to Jim Davis and Graham Michaels' book titled The Great Dechurching, over 40 million Americans stopped attending church in the largest and fastest religious shift in U.S. history. Doctrines that engage in asking questions, thinking for yourself, and encouraging debate that leads to uncertainties are also another big reason why people leave Christianity.
Oh, this is good. I got a reason for this. This is good.
Many people nowadays follow belief systems that are rooted in evidence. And when this is lacking, it gives them other doubts that lead them away from this religion.
Woo! This is good. You want to go?
Go ahead. No, okay. You're so excited about it. Go ahead.
No.
Not excited, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited, but that's good.
I'm at this in 2 minutes. Ready? The issue is. All right. Let's go back to scripture from the original. This is why I like having a forum. I like actually having it more in person. But if you look at the way that church was laid out based off of someone would get up, they would read an Old Testament scripture or something like that, and then they would kind of share. But it was more dialogue, it was more interaction, it was more question and answering. They would ask questions, they would give answers, they would go back and forth on different spaces, right? Which would give understanding because you had a lot of people, especially in those days and older days. You had your Socrates, you had your who else I'm thinking about? Oh God, I'm thinking about somebody. I just have them on the tip of my tongue. You had a lot of people that were thinkers in those days, right? And so because of them being, and watch this, y'all. A lot of even when I get through the Holy Spirit is through my ability to think through the Scripture. So God doesn't want us to be robotic. He wants us to think and have understanding in what we're reading, and not just that, but to be able to understand the conclusion of what God is trying to say. So that's why I get a lot of different things that the Lord gives me in certain areas of Scripture. But the reality is, man driven is man derived, man trust. Right. Yeah. And I think
That's
so.
good,
The issue
Jamie.
it is. So what I think
Loving
happens
your commentary
is
tonight.
that I think what happens is that because there's not enough explanation, right? And this that I agree with Jamie too, but there's another side of it too. I think that the church doesn't take enough time sometimes to kind of explain scripture to people, and people don't have enough time to ask questions. What we tend to do is a lot of churches are just, feel God, feel him, I feel him, I feel him, I feel him, I feel him, and now it leaves those people that have minds that like to think,
Or just
that
might
want
not
to
feel nothing and
expand.
have mine.
Yeah, but they just have a mind to be like, let me get some understanding. Now, once you get understanding, don't try to debunk your understand. Like some people just want to be contrary, but the reality is that you have to allow thinkers to think. And so, and when you deal with thinkers and you can explain it to them and give them understanding, it also helps because that is how the scripture was dealt with. And so that's what I think is happening. I think we are in a generation where we're lacking understanding of scripture because we're not connected to scripture.
Right.
We're not connected to the things in the Middle East. We're not connected to giving people the ability to think through scriptures. Like just do what I say and say what I do and that kind of thing. So that's part of it too. Yes, ma'am. I'm
Yeah.
done with that statement.
No, I was saying that was great. I agree.
My phone about to die. So you want to look at your comments.
I did have commentary, but I forgot what I was gonna say. So maybe it's not even
We might
that's
make
it.
this
But
the
I
last
no, I
one
was
because I
saying
ain't got no phone.
I think that's a good thing too because like a lot of times where you'll see even like the rise and
Which
I'm
one?
not saying anything's wrong with
Go
it,
ahead.
but like
One.
what different churches or ministries whatever is driven after where sometimes like a lot of people are driven
One and a half.
after whether it be prophecy, and I think prophecy is fine, but I think prophecy should have word in it, right? Not just prophesying or saying oh, even things is like get a new car, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, well,
And
that's true.
everybody's
Like
in
one and a
that
half.
prophetic want to be a prophet, all this stuff, and just saying, and it's like not really any foundation or substance because there's no word. It's just I'm just saying,
Yes.
and a lot of times it's not even what God's saying, it's what they want to say. So I'm just
All right.
saying,
Once I'm done here, I
what
got
I
you.
feel, and it's no word or anything. So a lot of churches are focusing on that more than actually getting teaching or getting like sound doctrine. So I love that you said that as far as like there should be teaching. That's why I love even like with KO how there's
Yeah.
the what is it called, the I can't even
Forum.
yes, where you can
I
ask
said that.
questions if you don't understand. Oh, did you?
That's the first time I
Oh, I'm
said it.
sorry. I didn't even realize that.
I know
But
you
I
wasn't
think that's a
listening.
good thing to be able to ask questions. I think people don't allow time for that anymore either. So I think even on, when it's certain situations like that where you can ask, where you can, talk through things, I think that's a good thing because some people don't understand. And some people don't understand even the very foundational, like even the beginning stages of different things.
Yeah.
So I think that that's good. And I think it's also important that we actually engage and ask questions when we have questions too, because some people have questions but they don't ever ask or attempt to ask or attempt to get knowledge from it. It's just like I just don't understand that, so I'm just leave it here.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's like a different, so I think that was very good what you said. That's what you said. We're gonna stop right here.
Make it one more because I only got
Oh,
1% battery
okay.
life.
Oh. Okay, so we'll do this one as the last one. I think we're on 5, I think. Okay, this one says, oh, this is a good one too. Yearning for freedom. Christianity has a tendency to impose certain rules and regulations on its followers and breeds authoritism, and people are having none of anything that limits their freedom.
Yo, stop. Because now you're messing the chair up. Now I can't sit down right. Nope. Go back there and fix the back. Stop. Just get off it.
Don't
get off
don't don't do that.
Get off it because now you done messed it up.
That reminds me of what Yane was saying. Remember when Yane was talking about, like, when she asked about, you know how sometimes people think like Christianity is like just it's like a whole bunch of rules that you have to follow.
Yes.
And the reality of it is, I think if you don't have a sound relationship, right? There's rules and regulations at your jobs too. Like, if you don't have a sound relationship with God, I don't think you can really understand like freedom. Like, people look at it as like it's a bunch of rules and regulations, whereas no, it's just like things that you should be doing anyway, right? It's things that actually, when you look at, that's why sometimes when people say different things as far as like, even dietary, you know, and I think it's just the fact of some of us just want to, you know, do what we want, you know, we sometimes want what we want, right? So so I think it's that just threw me off a little bit. Your phone just died. Okay, I'm back on there. I forgot the question now.
Question
Mind fog.
People think it's authoritarian.
Oh yeah.
And what they
so I think like with what, like, when you really get an understanding of who God is and have that relationship, then you shouldn't feel like, you should feel free, like more freedom. If anything, like I feel more freedom. Like I feel like just like it's just so much more. It's not like I don't think of it as any rules and stuff. Like I still look at it as, oh man, I need to be doing this. Like really, like my mind wants to just go ahead and just eat fish and loaves like they did in the Bible, right? And start eating all this pork and beef and all that stuff. So we're working towards that. But I'm saying, like, what is bad about that? And people try to make it seem like the Bible is bad, but it's telling you to do things that would help you and that would make you healthy, would make you, you know, feel great, would make, you know, you feel better, joy. Like, it's so many things that are blessings when you have a relationship and you actually have that understanding and foundation of really who God is and what he wants for you. Like, of course, we should stop smoking cigarettes because it's killing our bodies, right? It's certain things that we should just
they tell you to do that naturally.
We don't want, naturally, right? You know, it's certain things that, you know, we should. So it's not like it's a lot of rules and regulations. Sometimes we just don't want to bend to it because we're so attached to that thing at that particular time. And it takes time and it takes process to actually detach or actually, you know, let those things go. I'm not saying that it's easy or anything like that. It takes time. It takes process to let certain things go. But at the end of the day, it's not like a whole bunch of rules and regulations that you have to, you know, follow. It's just, it makes you better. I mean, that's just my thoughts. And
that's true. This is the last. I will say this though about. I think the major struggle, if I could be honest with people, the major struggle, and this is the thing, right? God gives us mercy. God gives us grace. One of the things, and this is where I tell people all the time, is the main thing about following Him. Right. That's why a lot of times I don't even go too heavy into like rule disciplines, like spaces, is because I think if whatever you follow long enough, you'll start becoming. But I think the greatest struggle when they talk about freedom, I'm just going to be honest, talk to everybody about it. I think the greatest struggle for people is sex. Yeah, that's what it is. It's sex, right? So that's what I think. I don't think it's other stuff. I think that's probably
talk about.
I think it's sex, right? So if it's sex, because even Paul said, like, yo, you know, the whole marrying thing when people are struggling, whatever. But I will say this: I believe that, and it don't straighten it out because people still go out and act fool.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I think that it's amazing how God knows how we were made. Like He knows our function. So the reality is that when people, sexual contact, right? Like that's covenant, right? That's why. When women have sex first time, it's blood breaking because why? It's covenant. So every time you do, you enter into a covenant. So this is why that people that have had a bunch of partners and stuff like that, they have different things that they struggle with mentally, emotionally, because God knows how we're wired. People are looking at just the drive and the desire and the want to in the moment, but then they start after a while being like, I'm losing myself. They'll lose themselves to certain desires. They'll lose themselves to opposite desires because of how involved they got into it, and then they'll start losing themselves even mentally and emotionally. Like, oh, I live with them, and they. So it's like it's a lot of different variables, and God knows how we're wired like that. So a lot of times people are just in that moment of the drive, and this point I'm talking about being the authority part. God is trying to protect you from yourself.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just, oh yeah, this, that, that. Like, no, 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 no.
Like he
It
trying to
messes you up.
make you miserable or something.
Right.
That's what people make it seem like.
Yeah.
So I love that. And that's why we have the fruits of the spirit, like self-control. Like it's just the reality of patience. Like it's just different things. The reality of it is because of, like you said, because how we're wired and because of, what we're around in our environment, it causes us to kind of get, when we should be having patience, to get impatient. And impatience drives us to make decisions to do things that, we should be doing. Or the same with lust and not having self-control. Like without having those things, like it drives us to do different things. So why wouldn't I want to grow in that? But it takes time, and it takes self-discipline, which a lot of people don't want to adhere to. And like you said, it's at the end of the day, it makes us better, and it makes us be able to be free and to walk in freedom, right? Compared to feeling like, oh, woe is me, or we got all these rules and regulations. Like I don't even think of it like that. I don't know, some people do, so you just don't, but it's definitely like that, not like that. And I think that we gotta get that out of here. Get that out. Oh.
I sent that to you. I'm gonna resend it to you. All right. I was gonna send it to you too, Kate. Katie, I'll send it to you. Okay. But I sent it to you already. Just I'll resend it to you. I'll resend it to you. I got you. Yeah, because I definitely want those cards. I was just talking to Jackie about that the other day. I want those cards. So yes, please.
Desires is way more.
I want to see what all the kids wrote down.
Yes, Jamie. That's a great point. Okay.
All right.
We are right at an hour. So we are going to go off. So we'll finish. This is probably what we're going to continue it next week.
See.
We'll have a different we probably won't have what would you do. We'll have different pre-talk, which might be funny. And according to if you guys hear
what's our
something
pre-talk next time?
Or if something comes up that you guys want to talk, we always say email us Des and YaWiggins@gmail.com. Okay. Or message one of us and let us know, hey, this topic might be good for life talks or whatever.
What's our pre-talk? Let's get people prepared. What was it? What's the next one?
The next one?
Our pre-talk.
I don't know, because it's according to what we decide. You want me to tell them what's going to be possibly?
Yeah, what's possibly going to be about?
The phony conversation.
Oh yeah, okay. We can't go into detail about that yet. Yeah, that'd be good.
That's something people always talk about, so we're gonna delve into it just a little bit. That'll be our pre-talk. But yes, email us if something else does come up, and we will talk to you guys soon. If you haven't registered, you can still jump in on the marriage retreat, which we are excited about. And again, if you do want to swim out compared to a hot tub, please let us know, as I think we only have one more left of the swim out. But we do have more hot tubs, so email us. Love you guys. Thank you for getting on. Thank you so much for commenting and engaging in our conversation. We really loved all the comments and the engagement, and we will talk to you guys soon. Deuces.
See y'all later.
Later,